guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today I have a release that coordinates with this Merry Creepmas stamp set, and we will be going through that today. So it's a bit of a last Christmas video of July slash get creeping on Halloween, kind of, because it's a little creepy Christmas. It's in between seasons, so I'm gonna count it as both today. But whoop, I have a fun new paper pack to go with it, which is super exciting. This was the first print that I did for it. I did a template for this so you could stamp your own version of this in the size of the stamps itself last year, which is available in my Etsy shop. This one is just like a mini version of it in full color, which is fun. I love this print. It's so cute. And then I have this like ornament skulls in red and green. Don't mind the bottom. This paper still gets caught in my printer. Literally not every time though. Like this sheet is fine. Nothing's wrong with it at all. Anywhere. And then the next sheet gets caught. So we'll see. Anyway, so I have this one. It's just a bunch of ornaments hanging like on pretty much on a string, I guess. I saw something similar on Pinterest and I thought it was a fun idea. They left gaps in between, but I decided to make them kind of like on a solid string instead. And then I just did it in the red and green. I was gonna originally do this in like rainbow colors, but I didn't want to introduce new colors to the pack. I want the pack to be cohesive in its color scheme. So I just did it in the red and green. So it's almost like a stripe, but it's cute little skulls. So I'll be using this one on a card today. Potentially this one. And then I have a mixture of other like prints that are, you know, more, sorry, this one actually goes here, that are more like standard prints that you could use for any type of Christmas card. So I have a stripe, an argyle, and then a buffalo check tonal, buffalo check version. So again, the skull's cute. The stripe, there's a dark green, medium green, and then a dark green, a medium red, and then a gray and a white. Originally I was just going to do the 3 colors, and then I added the other tones for the green and the red, and then figured the white needed one as well. So I added that. And then we have this. This is a like charcoal red, green, and white argyle print, which I like. It's not black, it is just a little bit lighter than a solid black, which almost like paired with these colors makes it look like a very deep green, which is fine. But yeah, I like this print because it's fun. It's, again, neutral, can be used for any Christmas card. And then we have the tonal buffalo check. And for this one, I have another print that I did, and I just kind of wanted to also go over the importance of print setting when you're printing at home. Because I did print this on the exact same paper as this one. This was one of my test copies. But this one was printed using standard, like, plain paper printer settings. This one was printed using presentation matte paper mode, which just lays down a little bit more ink because you're using a higher quality of paper. This is just photo paper, like it's matte photo paper. And then this was the version I had next. Printed the same printer settings with the presentation matte mode, but the contrast wasn't enough, so I kind of upped the contrast on it. And then this was the red, white, and green argyle version that I did. I had like a yellow in here. I do like this. I will use it for something else, but I didn't include it in the pack because there's no yellow anywhere else in this pack, which is why I went with the other color scheme. But these are just trial sheets. I just wanted to show you how important it was to make sure you pick the right printer settings when you're printing, and you'll get the best results if you're using the right settings. So play around with your machine and see what settings work best. But on matte photo paper, I like to use the presentation matte photo paper mode. And then this is the last print. This one took me so long to do because I didn't want to make it so that it was like one direction. This one, I'm pretty sure you should be able to do it in any direction. Like the skulls do face in opposite ways up and down this way, but you can still rotate them and they're still facing left and right. The trees are kind of everywhere. Candy cane, same thing. and the bows as well. So I think this one you can pretty much rotate anyway and it will still work, which is what I was going for this print. I'm going to try to do that a little bit more often, but this one reminds me most of like a doodlebug pattern. And I love it. I tried different colorways, but I really ended up going with like this kind of, you know, achromatic color scheme, which is all grays and blacks. There's not any really black other than the outlines, but I just decided to pop the color in on the snowman, the bow, and the candy cane, and I absolutely love this print. We're definitely going to be using this print today. I have 2 card ideas, which I'll do, and then we will, you know, speed through that. I'm going to do one, I think, with the waffle flower products again today because I would like to do another postage collage one. I won't use this one for it. I think I have a different one planned for that. So this one and the buffalo check will be used on the first card, which is super sharp. Like, look how well those go together. If you're matting them, I'm going to use this for the back mat and then this one for a smaller one. Like, that's very sharp. I love that contrast. And then we'll stamp a little snowman. This will be like a similar layout to the polar bear die cut that we did recently. And then for the postage collage one, I was thinking I would use the stripes in the background. For the actual postage stamps. So I'm going to cut these out in stripes. And then I'm going to use this for the background, I think. So you'll get a little bit of, this one's a little bit more of a traditional Christmas color scheme. So this will be the background, this will be the background of the stamps, and then there will be images on top of that. That's what I'm going for today anyway. So yeah, I will move over to voiceover and you can see how these cards come together. Hey guys, voiceover Liz here. So I had to speed this video up to like 5 times for today because it was like an hour to do both of these cards just because of all the coloring on the second one. The first one didn't take me that long. The second one did take a little bit more time. And I am starting off with the majority of my die cutting, like obviously the images that I'm going to stamp I haven't die cut yet, and sentiments, but I'm trying to get all of my background pieces done at least, and my postage stamps here. I really like the pattern and the way it looks. I think maybe with this pattern it was a little bit too busy to have the stripes and then the ornaments patterns together, but I still don't hate it. It still looks good, but maybe if you're going to use the stripe background for the postage stamps, I would do like a solid color background or something just to make them stand out a little bit more. Or just do the postage stamps like as the full sheet. They do stay together. And then you can put them onto a card and it leaves, I think, like a 1/4 inch border around it or something. And maybe I would try doing it that way with a different set of stamps, maybe for a more traditional, less creepy Christmas kind of thing. But again, like, I don't hate it at all. I actually like the way that the stripes look on like the individual stamps themselves. Are kind of reminiscent of a postcard that you would send in the mail, and it has like those blue, red, and white stripes on them kind of thing. So this is like the Christmas version of it, and would be cool to do a full card with this, and then maybe mat it like either on a red, green, or a white background, or you could do one of each and then just do a different stamp set theme for each card. So you might see that at some point, maybe on a Wednesday, because I have my Waffle Flower Wednesday hashtag. I just like absolutely love working with these postage collage stamps and dies. They're just like fun to play around with, and the options are pretty limitless because you can use any one of your stamps and die sets to coordinate with it. It's just like a really good tool to have in your inventory if you don't already have it. Not sponsored, affiliated, by the way. I just really love these products. And I like the little silhouette collections that they come out with for them. I have a couple of them. I have the Halloween one and I forget what it's called, but it's like a woodsy one where you get like a moose and a deer and trees and stuff. So I have that one. Those are the only, actually I think that is the only silhouette one I have, because the Halloween stamp set I have that coordinates with this isn't particularly like silhouettes. Like there's skulls and spiders and bats, but they're not like little scenes, kind of like the other ones are. And then I have like the spider webs that coordinate with these. So like I have a good like Halloween set. So maybe I would do like a Halloween stripe once I do the Halloween release, which should be next month. And I'm super excited to get started on that set. So you might see some repeat prints, but they'll be in like the different colorways to coordinate with Halloween. I really like the Argyle one I did for this Christmas one, so I might do like a Halloween version. And then again, the stripes, I might do a Halloween version. And then we'll have some fun prints to do with the little ghosts and pumpkins and stuff that go with the Happy Haunting set. And maybe we can create like little scene repeat prints or something, which is something Doodlebug also does that I love. Like they're just cute, like little tiny scenes that are repeated in the background. And then you could use those to, you know, coordinate with the stamp set as well. I am trying to find new inspiration and different patterns and stuff just so that I can try to give you guys as much print options as possible, while still trying to, again, coordinate a mini pack. It's usually 6 that I do most of the time. And then once in a while, like the birthday one, I had like 12, but it was kind of like 6 prints. But like I did a white background version and I did a black background version. So it ended up with like 12 prints, but it was the same 6 prints twice, just different colors. And then maybe it would be fun to do another one where I do the white outlines for images and then have like that as a transparent PNG, and then you can print it with whatever color background you want. I like to have that kind of versatility in the prints. But sometimes like this print here in the background, like I made it like a full colored print. I did debate potentially doing that as a transparent PNG, and then you put it whatever color you want in the background, but I feel like I like the gray background, so I just left it as that. But if you have any requests for prints, let me know down in the comments. What kind of prints are you looking for? Do you want more like basic packs, more coordinating sets? I am continuing to do the digital thing, so I will try to have new digital stamp sets to go with digital print packs as I go, and then I'll come up with new ones every year. So this year, again, like, is mostly prints that coordinate with my current stamp sets, but next year I'll have new stamp sets, digital stamp sets, and new digital prints to go with them as well. And yeah, I just enjoy doing, you know, little design things here and there. But anyway, back to the cards we're working on. For this one that I will be putting at the top of the card, I just wanted to put the sentiment on it, and I decided to color the entire background of it with my alcohol markers first. I could have done this on like a colored base, but decided just to like color it with the same markers that I'll be using for the backgrounds of the other two. I could have also cut it out of like light blue cardstock, and then die cut and stamp the images on white like I normally would. But I decided to keep these as a single layer, which was not my original idea. I was originally actually going to put these on a separate layer so I can prop them up on the foam tape and make them stick out a little bit more. But I decided, again, to go with the one layer. It's a little bit easier. And it's kind of like I'm making my own pattern prints to put on the patterns. So there's a lot of pattern on this card, because I have the pattern for the background, the pattern for the backing of the stamped images, and then the patterns that I'm creating for the insides of those stamps. So this one I did 2 of the Santa skulls. The other one I ended up using the garland that goes on the tree, which is mini skulls with like little dots in between. You could use those either for like a chain or color them in like they would be beads or something. I colored mine in like beads in the red and the green to coordinate. And I just like every other one was red, and then all the other ones were like green. So there's 3 quote unquote beads in each section. So I would do red, green, red, and then in this next section I would go green, red, green, and then red, green, red, green, red, green. Just to keep the pattern going, and then so I wasn't getting too much of like one color. And I did some really quick shading around with the same blue marker that I'm using for the background of the others. And even on the skulls, like I just did like a quick little swipe of a warm gray one just to give it a little bit of shadow, but not too much. I didn't have to go too crazy on these. I am going to make these look like they are proper stamps. So I am going to be adding the denominations on them, some cancellations as well. You can leave those out, you can add them in, you can do whatever you want. I have Christmas ones, I have the regular ones, and I have Halloween ones. So I ended up using just the regular ones because that's what I had on hand from the last video I did for these postage collage sets. And I didn't want to bother go getting something else. So, yeah, anyway, you don't have to add those. You can if you want, but you don't have to. These are meant to look like stamps, but at the same time, they don't have to be exact. They can be little scenarios, little images that are floating in there. It doesn't matter. Like, stamps come in all prints and denominations, so do whatever your heart desires for these. Again, you can create floating images, little scenes, just use pattern paper. I really like the versatility of just using these as a tool for your cards, just to give it a little bit more of something that you can like break up into smaller areas. This is a great way to use up those smaller images if you have a lot of tiny stamps. So if you have any of the Mama Elephant little agenda sets, like those would be perfect to use in these cute little like stamp scenes, or just like have the images floating in there or whatever. Just like create cute little stamps for the edges of your card. Even I've used the smallest one on a farm themed card that I did, and I just stamped like one of like the little flying pigs in there, and I put like the denomination for it, I think, which I also use like the 15 cents or something, 15 or 30 cents. And it was just like a cute little add-on to the card to make it look like it was a postcard almost, without having it look like a postcard. Like it was a scene, and then there was a stamp up in the top right hand corner, and it made it look like a postcard that you would send through the mail. And for this card here, I decided to add different layers of dimension. So the long skinny one at the back is glued directly to the card base. The one in the middle here is on one layer of 1mm foam tape, and then the top one here, which I did end up kind of somewhat centering on the card instead of putting it in the top right corner there to balance it out. I put it onto 2 layers of the 1mm foam tape, and that just added that extra layers of dimension. I also added a few rhinestones just for a little bit of sparkle and shine, and that's pretty much our cards for today, guys. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram and or Facebook for additional content. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.